Today I'm in Chocolate City, meeting with the owner of Black Pepper Paperie, Hadiya Williams. This unique art design studio is bustling with color, flavor, and style. Meet the creative genius behind Black Pepper Paperie, Hadiya Williams, a graphic designer turned curator of Washington, D.C.'s most prominent art design studios. My name is April Williams, business owner, creator, and host of Entrepreneurious. Join me as I travel around the DMV to find out what it really takes to launch and grow a small business. Hadiya Williams, thank you so much for having us in this beautiful space. Black Pepper Paperie, such a unique name. I would love to know the origin behind Black Pepper Paperie.
Yes, so thank you so much for speaking with me. So Black Pepper Paperie was born out of, initially I was going to do stationery design. My background is in graphic design.
So that's where the papery part comes in.
And I was going to do stationery design for events, weddings, different parties. Mm-hmm. And I'd done a big wedding for a friend and I hadn't come up with the name yet. And it was around the holidays, around Thanksgiving. And I was thinking about food a lot and just thinking about her event, which was in New Orleans, and it was this huge, beautiful wedding. And my stationery design helped influence the breadth and the bigness of the wedding. And so in thinking about flavor, thinking about blackness, wanting black in there somewhere, Black Pepper Paperie was this idea of adding a little flavor to the food, adding a little flavor to your thing, whatever it is, your event.
Oh, the black pepper part. I don't know why I just got that in that moment, but okay, yes. All right. So you spent 15 years as a graphic designer and you decided to transition, leave that job in DC, right? And Black Pepper Paperie was born. I mean, how was that moment for you? You've been doing this for 15 years is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
So 15 years is a long time. So how did you decide to make that transition?
Like I said, it was very organic. So I was still working as a graphic designer. At that time, I was doing contract work. So I wasn't working I worked for a company. I was working for a nonprofit, and I transitioned out of that, and I continued to do contract work in graphic design while I built Black Pepper Paperie. And so it was very much, the pandemic, I would say, is really what drew the line. Because that's when I finished my last contract job and went full-time into working on my business, which I know a lot of people did during that time. So, because, there was this moment where, a lot of things stopped. A lot of pivoting was happening. And so that was part of that. The pivot was something that I experienced in the sense, okay, I'm home, I am working online a lot, and I'm spending a lot of time being able to explore things that I couldn't have done when I was working as well. And I was able to explore building my business out, using my website to sell, a lot was happening. There were the uprisings and after George Floyd's passing. And so there was this, of course, we all know there was this move to support Black businesses. And my business was a part of that because I had already built an online presence. So people were putting my name out there. So those businesses brought me in to sell my work in consignment when I was building things up. And then there's some other shops around the country as well. But also with the collaborations, Best Buy was like my first big company I worked with. That was literally at the end of 2019. They reached out to me to do, they were doing a video focused on tech and design and art. And they wanted to bring in a Black artist to help them build the set that they were doing for their video.
Okay.
So that was my first opportunity to kind of work with a larger company. And then I didn't know what was to come ahead. That released in February of 2020. And then, the pandemic hit and there were all these things. So as that period of interest built, I like Schumacher. They're a company based in New York first. Then Brewster was one I got through the Black Artists and Designers Guild.
Wow.
which was a really great collaboration because they did work with a few of us in the guild, which was really wonderful. And Lulu in Georgia, I work with them, which I don't know if you've heard of them.
I have.
Yeah, they're a really wonderful family-owned furniture and home decor company. And so they've been wonderful to work with. Recently, Target released.
Sister, wow, come on.
So I did work on the Room Essentials line, which is the college line. I worked with two other artists, and it's all been really, really amazing. And it's all come through just me sharing my work.
Because your Instagram,
yeah.
If you just scroll through Black Pepper Paperie's Instagram, I tell you, so when I saw your episode on Artico, shout out WHUT,
yes.
First of all, I was just smiling because here's this young woman who is just doing great work. I know that obviously there is a lot of effort that goes behind it, but it looks so effortless with your work, just scrolling through that Instagram, and it's beauty that comes off the page. So when you take a look at it, you feel inspired.
Right.
So after I finished that episode, I was like, I went right to Instagram and I was like, okay, first of all, you have a great following and they're also loyal.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a great thing. So, but you have this very quiet, calm spirit about you and just very organic, and people like to work with that. So you also had a collaboration with AARP.
Yes.
We're going to take a look at the box in a little bit, but tell me about how that came about.
So with AARP, I had the opportunity to work with their creative director, Diane Holton, who is actually a colleague and a friend I've known for a while. And she's been following my work as well. So when the opportunity came to work on the subscription boxes for the Sister Letter line, which is the newsletter and this part of AARP that is, I think they just celebrated their 5th year. So they are focused on Black women. And they wanted to highlight Black artists and makers and business owners.
You were
Black
the
women.
perfect person for that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it was really wonderful. And I have some of the boxes here. They were shipped to me as a subscriber. I'm not quite there. I'm like maybe 5 years off in age, but
I'll be there soon. Hello there, AARP. What can you do for me? Yeah.
Right. I'm like,
absolutely. Yeah, I'll be there soon.
So so that's wonderful. And they actually had their celebration for their 5th year anniversary. Sure. So that was really great to see all of the women that worked with them, the writers and everyone behind the scenes. And so,
Well, this is great. So I want to see some of your work. If you'd love to show us some of your work.
So this here is one of the boxes I worked on for AARP. This is the design I developed. And I used my...
this is beautiful.
Yeah, my black pepper on paper, which is my hand-cut paper process. And I use that to do a lot of my pattern work.
It's okay for me to open it? Oh,
yeah,
it's the other way.
It's the other way, yeah.
I'm terrible with opening things. Okay, I'm going to let you open it. There we go.
There we go.
The bottom. So it says Sisters from AARP.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Bath mat, and then there's a mug in there.
Their goal was to bring in a lot of small Black business owners, Black women. And so they did reach out to Black women to include their work in the boxes as well. And their very first box was really good for that. They have some stuff in there. So these are samples from the Schumacher line, and these are the product samples that you would get in the showroom.
Oh,
so
I want to feel that.
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
Like the quality. So what can this be used for? In upholstery?
Pillows, maybe even curtains. It's definitely home, like all home centered. And this was really this project we started in 2020 and it released last year. So it was like almost a 2-year lead time to get everything done. Right. And that's typical for what they do. And then there was the pandemic, which added to some of that. But this is really great. I'm working on something with them now and getting started for
when is
2024.
2024? Okay.
The end of 2024. So that's going to be another almost 2 years kind of building that out. So so I'm excited about that. But Schumacher has been really, really great. And they were the first company to reach out to me to do this type of work, to do the surface design, which is really something I've added now to what I do along with the ceramic work.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I really love how on the inside there's a what makes this special. And it includes information about the fact that it's based upon your drawings and it has your name here. And Williams and Williams. So obviously we're related in some way. But this is absolutely beautiful, and it's quality.
Yeah, really
And
great quality.
The colors are just, and your designs are based upon, is it Nigerian?
No, so it's not a specific country or any kind of connection, but it is inspired by what, a lot of the work you see in the textiles, in the architecture, and also marrying that with Black American design. The 70s is like, I love 70s music. I love 70s design. I love the publications. Like I collect a lot of things. So I feel like that is what kind of built my eye for a specific type of artwork and design, which a lot of that during that time they were calling back to a lot of West African on design and art.
And so forth.
And so I know that's what kind of drives how I even look at that. And so it's like, it's just this loop of like, of, I don't know, this diasporic connection. And
it's a great tapestry.
And how it's all connected.
Great. Yeah, for sure. So what do we have here?
So here is the infamous.
This is beautiful.
This is part of the collection from Target, the Rome Essentials collection.
Okay.
And so this is a bowl that one of the pieces that were developed for that.
Beautiful.
And this actually was like really popular. The line was very affordable, but stuff is selling out. Like now you can't find this bowl online. There are a couple other pieces you can't. I have some upstairs. I didn't bring them down, but I'm so glad I got a bowl, because I remember when it first dropped, I had friends that were texting and they were like running around to like all the Targets, like I found 2 bowls, I found one.
That's like Tabitha Brown's collection. Yeah, absolutely. And I just am amazed that the quality of everything is just, it's so incredible. It's
really great, and I appreciate that. Being able to have these collaborations where, I can kind of bring my work in, and because I'm a small business, being able to do that myself can be challenging. So having companies that can actually put in the funding to build it out, and then until I can get to the point where I can actually do that myself. So
absolutely. And what do we have here?
This is a collaboration I did with a company called & Sons. They're based out of Beverly Hills in California.
Okay.
And so the owner, is a family-owned business as well, reached out to me they do a holiday box every year, and they have different artists.
This is, wow.
And they have a different artist design the boxes. I did 3. I don't have the third.
It's quite substantial.
There's still candy in here, but it's probably not edible at this point because it's been a couple of years. But
knowing me, I would, because I love candy, I would try it. But this, so it's a 24-piece chocolate box.
Yeah, and this one is like 36, I think.
Best enjoy with it. Okay, great.
Yeah, and the chocolatier, which I hate that I can't remember his name, but is a really a well-known chef who does their chocolates, and so it's
beautiful.
Really wonderful company. I really love working with them as well. I did something with a company called Rooted Baby Co, which is a Black-owned baby line, and so we did some. Gosh, what are they called?
I saw something with the. It's not a Bjorn, or I don't have any kids.
So. I can't believe I'm blanking.
And I also saw like a swaddle.
Swaddle. That's what
that's what I thought. I saw that, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah, they were really great. And it was really, really wonderful working with her. And she had a vision, and she reached out to me and wanted to collaborate. So that was wonderful as well.
And so this is from the Gemini collection.
Yeah,
right?
So these are images from my AI work, which I'm doing in Midjourney. And I started that at the beginning of this year. I have something called the Ancestor Index, which is this idea of when I started working with Midjourney, I didn't understand what was happening. It was these images that are generating, and these beautiful women and these beautiful patterns and designs. And I was trying to wrap my head around what these were, like where are these women coming from? We have all of these very light understanding of what AI images are. So, and I'm one of them. So the ancestor index was me being like, okay, well, these are my ancestors. These are women that are being conjured up, and I am just building this index of women, and I feel connected to all of them in some way.
In some way, wow.
And so the index is the idea of just this endless. And so there's also the connection to the Great Migration, which is something that's always in my work. When I did the line with Schumacher, that's based on wayfinding and movement. And
I was just gonna say there's movement in it.
Yeah. So that the idea of home, and so that was what that collection was based on. And so with these are, I named some of them after women that I did some research on the census records, and found women who moved at a certain point, and then it's been evolving over time. But that's where I started with that, and there's a whole story with that on my website. I try to explain just kind of the evolution of my work in that space. But so the Gemini series, connected to the Ancestor Index, is my latest work, which is me taking some of those prints and then building some of the ceramic pieces in real life. And this one I've already sold this. So this is just an extra print I have.
Sure.
But these I'm working on now, which I guess I can show you.
These are fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, and they're not fired yet, but but I am. This is a piece that I'm working on with another print that it's not here, but you'll be able to see it when it's finalized.
Sure.
And so I'm doing 6. I just release 6 at a time. It's a set, so you get a 10 by 10 print, and you get a mug. And
there's a set. Okay.
And it's a signed mug and everything. I mean, a signed print. And then I'll also have some other mugs on my site. So that's what's next on my plate. And I love all of the things that I'm doing now.
Well, we love them too. And being in this space today, it's beautiful. It's
Thank
beauty.
you.
And we really appreciate artists like yourself, who you're so thoughtful behind it, and that really comes out. So Hadiya Williams, thank you so much for having us here. We really appreciate it.
You.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming into my studio, into my home studio.
Absolutely, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Hadiya Williams transitioned from being a hobby-based maker to a full-time decorative art and design studio when she opened Black Pepper Paperie. Want to learn more? Find them on Instagram at Black Pepper Paperie Co. or info@blackpepperpaperie.com. Want to stay up on all things entrepreneurious? You can like and subscribe at Entrepreneurious Show. We'll see you next time.